Gregory Donnell Jones. Will you marry me? What the fuck? What? What the fuck? What? What the fuck? What? Is mine all mine? I love mine. Nothing in the world belongs to me but my love. Mine all mine.
Yeah. Now, business coach asked a question earlier, and I told her I'll get to it.
Sure.
You remember what she asked? She asked if, and I'm paraphrasing, but she asked if I would be okay if a woman proposed.
Oh, yeah.
Because we were talking about like the whole gender role thing, or somewhat, but the approaching and the dating and stuff like that. And she asked if I would be cool with a woman proposing. I will say this: there are some things that I want to do that I want to do, and I wouldn't necessarily want my wife to take that part away from me, because I do feel that there is something special about that part of the relationship. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just, I give the ring as well. You know what I mean? Like, there's just something special. Whether half of it may be because society has programmed that into our heads, and that's just the role we take as men. But no, I feel like I would want to do that. I don't even know how it would feel if I'm sitting down at a table and all of a sudden my girl get on her knees. I would be like, whoa. That would be on one knee, my bad, not knees, because that's cool. but one knee, getting down on one knee, it would be like, first of all, it'd be a big spectacle. Everybody would be like, "What the hell going on?" And they would think I put her up to it or something like that. Like wait, hold on, I didn't know this was coming. But would that be? Which I don't think any man would really want that. But
Man,
if she did, huh?
I said, I know my answer for that question is, would I be okay with a woman proposing to me? And the answer is hell no.
Yeah, right.
I don't want no woman proposing to me.
Or is it because it's not the social norm though?
No, it's because it's not so much the social norm. It's because it's not. I don't want my woman to be masculine. You know, and it doesn't have much to do with the social norm, because it's not even, you could take the social out of it. Like, that's almost like saying, if we're in a house together and we're hungry and she goes out and gets the shotgun and she goes in the woods and hunts and brings back the food, nobody has to know about that between the two of us. So it doesn't have anything to do with, how people see it or what's acceptable socially. It's just more about how I feel. Like, I personally feel like I'm the man. There's certain things that come with that. I do not believe in and this might be kind of straying off a little bit, but I don't believe, in equality split down the middle. I don't believe in that. I believe men do certain things and women, do certain things. And it's not so. Is the reason I believe that is because as a man, I'm more equipped to do certain things. Even going back to like we was talking about earlier when I first got on here and about approaching, I think women's emotions are a little more fragile than men. So it definitely, I think that's why the whole approaching aspect is more on the man's court than it is on a woman's court, because I believe, well, in most cases, you got some men out here that'll take rejection and jump off a bridge. But, for the most part, you know what I mean? Men, we're more equipped emotionally to handle rejection. Okay, you said no, okay, no, it is what it is, on to the next. I ain't thinking about it no more. Like 2 seconds later, I forgot about it. But in all cases,
because we've been rejected for so long.
We've
been rejected so much to the point where we have to accept people saying no to us.
It could be, and it also could be with the fact that because you could have gotten just rejected once, and that one time you've come to the realization that ain't nobody going to sit here and pat you on the back and wipe your tears. Well, as a man, you realize that if it is to be, it's up to me. So I mean, it can only have happened once, but you realize that when you get over your hump, you realize that you're the one that had to get over that. So you put your emotions to the side and take care of business. So you know what I mean? That's how I look at it. Like emotionally, we learn to, you know, not allow ourselves to lead with that and put our emotions on the back burner, and you know, logically move forward.
Again, I think it's an individual, because some men can't take rejection. You know,
Yeah.
like some men, like I heard of a lady got killed in Memphis because she didn't want to talk to the guy at the gas station, and he shot her up. I didn't get assaulted, but I got harassed because I didn't hear the guys trying to holler at me. So they decided that they wanted to circle me and confront me for not responding. You know, so I mean,
Yeah.
So
There's always going to be, there's always going to be a few outliers, but I also think too that women not being emotionally equipped to handle things, like I hear you, but that's not even the women's argument, right? Like none of them said that's why they don't want to approach men either. They ain't never said, because if they would, that would have been being too real too. Some of them they be lying about it. But I don't necessarily like, I abide by certain gender roles just because like it naturally happens, right? Naturally it happens, but like taking up the trash, like that's why I was asking her if she pays, is it feminine to pay or masculine to pay bills, or whatever. When I said, and we have assignments as adults. We just do. Some of them come naturally. Like if you live on your own or you do it, you taking out your own trash. You not taking out the trash. You not cooking. You eating. You doing these things because you have to. This is the things we do. So I don't see those as necessarily like real gender roles. I might do some things just for the simple fact that I don't want her to do them. I might do that. So when it comes to proposing to someone, I don't think that's necessarily a gender role either. I mean, I understand how it is and how it's presented and how society has made it that way. So if you see a woman get down on one knee, it's like, whoa, it's so crazy that they don't even think the men are real men at that point. Like, oh, he must be gay. Oh, he can't be no real man because who would let his wife propose? I'm like, wait.
But that's what I was saying though. It had to have something to do with the social norm. When we see people doing that's female, they think it's totally wrong to the point where they shame the man for doing it. So now the man is going to look at it like it's crazy as well. So that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, is it wrong because it's what society has been teaching us, or is it a natural like instinct for you to think that a woman shouldn't be on one knee? And
I think two things. I think both at the same time. I think two things can be true at the same time. Yes, it is what we did. It's what we do as a society. I'm only 38, so I'm sure this has been going on since before I've been alive. But I've come up watching stuff on TV, seeing people propose in person, and it's just always been the man. The woman don't even be knowing about to get proposed to. So even if the roles were reversed and women started proposing to men, how would I even know she was going to propose that day? It would just be something that she just did. I'd be like, shit, what am I going to do? Say no? Like, so you don't want to marry me? I'm like, wait, no, I do, but I want to do it. Why are we battling over something that we both want? So when she asked me that, I'm like, it's not that I want it. Again, like I said, there's some things that I just want to do, and I would want to do that. So why, and the reason why I say it's two things at the same time is because one, it is socialized, yes, but also two, I've never done it, and I would want to, but I also don't know how it would make me feel if that ever happened to me. You know what I mean? Like, how would that make me feel if my girlfriend, we were out at the mall, and all of a sudden she dropped down on one knee and was like, "Will you marry me?" I would be like, "What the?" Yes, but get up, like you know, you'll make me look crazy. But would I be like mad at it? No, because that's what I want. You just beat me to it. You know what I mean? Like, as unconventional as it sounds, shit. Most men ain't gonna tell you this, but they probably would like for that to happen. They probably be like, "Hey, that just means she want me even more." Just like D was saying, if she approaching somebody, it ain't no casual shit. But that would be cool for me to know too, because we always guessing if this person actually really even like us. But if you going through that and you're gonna get on one knee and propose, oh, I know it's a go. It just makes it easier for us, but I know it's not going to ever be like a thing like that. And women ain't going to just be like, okay, we're going to start doing it. I get that. But to answer her question, if it's something I want, no, not necessarily. But I mean, if it happens, I'm not about to say no, because like I do want to marry you. I'm not about to fight over giving you the ring or proposing. I might just turn around and propose to you tomorrow then. But it may be weird, right?
I will tell you this though. Well, we've been on for 3 hours, whatever, so we're about to go soon. But I have a question with the women right now. Would y'all propose to like the man if y'all no?
No.
Okay, and why? Oh, D.
Yeah, she would take that question.
Yeah, you already said no too. So I mean,
oh, but he wouldn't accept it then.
Oh yeah.
Okay, wait. So yeah. So that okay. Yeah. So if she did, you wouldn't accept it. You wouldn't be. You would be like, hell nah. Marriage is off because.
You would say
I wouldn't say marriage is off, but I would first when I saw her getting down on one knee, I'm picking her right back up. We're not doing that. But see, she knows that about me before we even got to that point. You know what I mean? She knows the type of man that I am, so I don't think we would have that kind of issue. But if just for the sake of conversation, if it got to that point, I would say no.
So instead you said, "Will you marry me?"
Yeah, like without the knee, without anything. Like if she is talking to you saying like, "Will you marry me?" Would you say no right then and there?
She asked me. She said, "Will you marry me?"
Without the knee.
Without the knee.
Romantic dinner. And I'm like, hey, yo, I want to talk to you, like such and such. I want you to be my husband and all that. Pause.
In a case like that, to me, that's not a yes or no answer. That's gonna have to come with a conversation.
Even if she got the ring,
I hate to be difficult, huh?
Even if she got the ring.
Yeah, even if she has the ring. Because the thing about it is this is just from my personal experience, right? I've noticed that when women step up and take the lead, it's because either a man isn't or she doesn't have faith that he would. So, you know what I mean? I think if it gets to that point, that's a reflection on me, and that's something that I got to take a self-assessment with. And me and her are going to have a conversation about what my intentions are in this relationship and where I see it going.
Yeah,
that's one way to look at it.
Like I would not, for two reasons. Number one, I usually like masculine men or whatever, and like how Andy was saying, like because of how he is, and Deanna know how Andy is, she's not going to ask that question. So same way with me, I'm not going to say, hey, would you marry me? Now from jump, like Andy mentioned earlier as well, my intentions for dating is marriage. So at the end of the day, I want to get married, but I'm not going to propose. But he's going to know from jump, from like, listen, we not over here pity patting. Like, this is what my end goal is, marriage. And I'm gonna state it clear as day. Like, my end goal is marriage, but now it's in your hands.
So what if you're ready to get married and he don't know and he's not even trying to approach that question? Would you leave that person?
The thing is, and I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm 43. My clock is ticking. I'm sorry. After a certain time, I'm like, all right, what are you doing, bro? Like in your last podcast, I talked about the 5-year relationship or whatever. I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing 5 years to play games.
So with that said, instead of asking the person to marry you, you're gonna push Tim to ask you.
I'm not gonna push him. He's going to know from jump, like that's what my end goal is. And if that's not what you want, if that's not what you're looking for, then I'm not the person for you.
I think this goes back to what I was saying before about women getting what they want, right? Having the power to get whatever they want, but they don't want to exercise that power for whatever reason, whether it be because of societal norms, whether it be because that's what they saw in the home, whether it be it's in a song. I hear what she's saying, but I think at this point, this is where, and I'm gonna say this, I don't mean anything by it, but I have to learn sometime too that logic doesn't fit everywhere sometimes. Right. And I can understand that if you don't have a like an actual, like really like good answer for how you feel because they're feelings. Right. Because neither one of us can sit up here and say that it's wrong for a woman to propose. We just don't see it. That's the issue. We just don't see it. Whether you feel like it's masculine or whether you feel like a man would be feminine to allow the woman to propose, or whether he proposes. A lot of this stuff is literally like a social construct. It's literally that. Because that's why I was asking about paying the bills. It's not masculine, nor is it feminine to pay your own bills. We do that now. It's not. I understand how society has shaped certain roles, but this is why I always think of, why do I think this way? Is it because And most of the time, we don't even think about how we think, right? We just go with the flow, and we see things, and it kind of shapes the way, like the decisions we make. However, at some point in time, we kind of got to sit and be like, okay, why do I even think this way? Is this something that I really even care for? Is this something that I really hold dear to me? That's why I'm like, if it's the action of getting down on one knee, that will look weird and it'll probably feel weird. But to Andy's point, what's the end goal? If the goal is to get married, then who cares who proposes, right? And Desire, if you're waiting for 5 years, and yeah, you may have been say like, okay, yeah, I'm dating to get married. Cool, he is too, obviously, right? Or apparently. But if he ain't put the ring on the finger, you just gonna wait until he don't do it? At least you could let him know. Be like, yo, it's been 5 years. If we ain't married by next year, what are we doing? Because now it's been 5 years, and I already told you from the beginning, I'm dating to marry, and we've been dating, and we ain't married.